Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Miguel Andrea Mena Cogollo. I study University UNA in the program Bachelor degree in English. Okay. I would like you to make your presentation tutor.
Okay, Miss Mena, hello, how are you? My name is Henry Lenis. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my life. I am graduated in foreign languages in the Antioquia University. I studied there foreign languages, English and French and linguistics. I have a BA in modern languages from that university. I also study an MA in linguistics from the same university. And I have studied a lot of themes about didactics and pedagogics. I also, I'll tell you about my work experience. I have been working for about 2 decades by now. I always, most of the time, I have taught in universities and language schools. I also have taught Spanish abroad. What else? I live over here in Medellin downtown, and I'm gonna tell you about my hobbies. I have a special hobby, which is astronomy. I love astronomy.
Oh.
That's about me.
Okay. This is an interview to my support tutor for the pedagogical practice course according to the activity 1. Are 5 questions about the methodology, strategies, classroom management, and pedagogical basis. Okay.
Excuse me. What is the question?
Question 1. What strategies, methodological you had searched for the teaching and learning process?
So you want me to tell you about some strategies? About some strategies from the methodological point of view, yeah? Okay.
Excuse me, teacher. My baby.
Okay, you asked me about strategies. I'm going to answer you, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about a lesson plan. Whenever you are going to teach a class, be sure to have a clear lesson plan, especially if you are a beginner teacher. You understand? In your lesson plan, it is important that you have details of what you're gonna do or what you are going to teach, a beginning, a development, and a conclusion. Also, according to your lesson plan, you have to have some material or elements that you are going to use in your classroom. If you have this material, the lesson plan and the material, your work is going to be very, very, very much easier than if you don't do it, right?
Yeah. Good. Question 2.
Yeah.
What resources do you include in your teaching practice, and how do you influence students?
Yeah, that question is related to the one I just answered. Sources, yes, materials, resources. Well,
Yes.
normally in my personal case, I give them copies from a book that I have. Normally I use CDs. Normally I use websites, and I use them properly in my classroom. In this topic, there is something very, very important that you have to know. According to some studies, if you use right material, that is good material, you are going to have better motivation in your classrooms. I mean, in your classes, no? Yeah.
Okay. 3. How do you create a positive learning environment in the classroom?
Yeah, that depends much on the type of class. There are many different classes of type, different classes of students. Let's suppose you have a normal or traditional class in a city like Medellin City. Mm, Normally, you need to have interesting topics. Interesting topics. That is to say, topics that are related to the student's life. For example, talk about jet set aspects. You know what is that? No? Jet set aspects. In this form, you have interesting. I mean, your students show interest in your activities. Um, um, can you repeat your question, please?
What?
Repeat your question.
Okay. How do you create a positive learning environment in the classroom?
Yeah. So I just talked that it's better that you use material or topics that are related to the student's life. Number one. Number two, it is important that you have clear roles in your class, clear roles. What things are allowed to do and what things aren't allowed to do. And you stick to those roles. Finally, try to have a friendly environment in your classroom. That is not that easy because students sometimes don't respect, but try to have as much as you can a friendly environment in your classroom.
Okay. Uh, Fourth question. What characteristic do you have to handle discipline in the classroom?
Yes, I think I just mentioned that. We can take some elements that I just mentioned in the last question, the last answer, because they are related to the discipline questions. Let's say one aspect. First, you have to have clear roles in your classroom. What I said before, no?
Yes.
Students have to know what things are allowed to do and what things are definitely not allowed to do. And you have to be very demanding, very strict concerning the roles, very clear, no? The other thing it is that yes, it is very important if they are young students that you have activities where they have the option to spend much energy because sometimes their behavior it is because they stay long periods just sitting down and they are young people, so we have difficulties when they have to stay longer time without doing nothing, just thinking, because they are young people. So try to have activities where they can move their bodies and waste the energy, right?
Okay. Final question.
Yeah.
Do you think the manage ICTs in a support for learning English in students? I
hmm
understand.
Please, can you repeat it?
What?
Please repeat it.
Okay. Do you think that manage ay, siempre me olvido.
Management, management.
Managing ICTs in support for learning English and students.
Management. Can you
Manage,
write the management what?
TICS, technology.
TICS, TICS
Technology.
technology. Yeah, they are good to learn English. You say?
They have support and for learning English and students.
Yeah. I understand it. Of course,
Okay.
absolutely, absolutely. Yes, definitely. Teachers nowadays is different from years ago, where most of the input was given by teachers. No. Nowadays, You can have nice input in websites, in music, in CDs. In internet, you have everything you need. Everything you have to teach, to have a good class, you have it in internet. Yes, of course. Rely on those resources. Use them, use them, use them. Anyway, when you use TITS, you have to plan. You have to plan it. It's not like that. It's not just that you go to class and you play a video and that's it. No, 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 no. You have to plan it before you go to class. You have to know. You have to know what are you gonna do with that video, for example. No, but my answer is yes, definitely. It is very important to get the competences in the students, the texts.
Okay. Thank you very much, teacher.
Okay, Miss Mena, nice meeting you. And I think we are going to be in contact soon, right? Okay, have a good afternoon.